Okay. And yeah, I wish I had seen that chat so I could, I don't know when you came in, but it's all good. It's all good. We are good to go. Okay. And if you're not familiar, I'm going to introduce myself, but I want to know about you. Jamar, you're the only one here. I know who you are, but please post in the chat if people come back. What's your business? Where are you located? Comment in the chat, and I'd love to know how I can help you optimize your profile based on that. So, also, I am Prathi. If you don't know who I am, I'm your go-to social media strategist. Okay. I am your bestie for social media because I don't make things hard. I want to make things simple. I want to save you time. I want you to love doing what you do on social media. I don't want you to love social media, but I want you to love what you're putting out there. Right. And so I wanted to talk about optimizing your profile because I feel like that's one of those things, like when we're getting all these new influx of people coming in and checking us out on Instagram, you're probably leaving money on the table, right? And if you want to connect with more customers and grow your fan base, then having those few things laid out and optimized, it's going to help. It's going to help people go and check you out even more. Hi, Jamar from Norfolk, Virginia. Okay, so let's get right into it. And sorry, I just wanted to mention I've worked with like business owners from 10 different industries, more than 10 industries. And it's crazy like how, whether you're a coach, consultant, product-based business, or whatever you sell, Instagram can help. It is a place where people are going to check out your business. So we don't want to leave money on the table, right? And during this training, if you want to screenshot and share anything I share on the training, please feel free. You can tag me on IG, on Instagram, so I can reshare, because we want more business owners improving and getting better at what they do, right? So I'm here to help. Okay, and then if you comment in the chat, by the end of the training, you can win a free Instagram audit or 50% off your first month in my social media membership, Chai Social Club. But beyond this training, if you do want to comment after you watch the replay, I'm happy to pick a winner as well. But okay, let's go. Now, the first thing I want to do a comparison throughout this whole training of like the analogy of like when you go window shopping, when you're going out there walking, in your community and you see businesses, brick and mortar, like what are you doing? You're not always going right in unless you had like a goal of like, I need that outfit from that place and I'm just going right in. But some people like to window shop, right? So that's what Instagram is. Instagram is a place, it's like your storefront, right? And so there are many elements when you're looking at a store from outside that help attract you into coming inside. So all the different things on your Instagram profile can relate to that little storefront. And I'll tell you what those are. For example, your first thing, the profile picture, right? And your bio and things like that. Those are like your signage, right? Like that's like the name of your store, the picture of your logo, things like that. And it's like, it represents your brand, right? So your profile picture is one of those few things where I feel like if you can tweak even just a little bit, it's going to make people dive in deeper, right? So what do you notice about these profile pictures, if I may ask? Like, I want to know, Jamar, what do you think? What do you notice about any of these that you see? And oh yeah, let me let you know that those little circles at the top are like how Instagram profile pictures look on the desktop. And then one below it is how it looks on your phone, mobile phone. So you see how squeezed it looks? That's one thing. Yes. But what else do you notice? Yep, Jamar, you can't read the words on the logo one. Exactly. So here's what's kind of not working for those pictures. The first one, I have no clue what this person is doing. Are they eating a pizza? Yes, because I can see that when I'm actually looking really close. Like, is pizza something that, has to do with their business? Are they a chef at a pizza restaurant? Do they own a pizza restaurant? I don't know. Like, it's probably irrelevant, right? Second one, you can't read the text. You can see that beautiful logo, but then the text is cut off. The third one, there's no focus, right? This girl is like all the way to the side. There's this bunch of gray. So if you remember, like when you see this person in the small iPhone, it doesn't look that good, right? And then this person, the shadows on the face. I can't even see like what she looks like, right? So imagine if we made a few tweaks, right? Just to those images and your profile picture. Like instead of glasses and a pizza, just show me your face. And look at that smile. It's so pretty. It like makes me want to learn more, right, about this person. And then I could easily just enlarge this logo and then save the text for somewhere else, like your bio. And I'll show you that later. But you can see with just a few changes, that looks better. And then I pulled her face in, made it bigger. Now I can probably see her on the mobile phone. And then natural lighting still, but no shadows, right? Just in your face, like focused and attractive. And so what I want to say is like, okay, what do you put in the profile picture, right? So if you're a personal brand, headshots work, where we can see your face, especially service-based businesses. If you're like the sole person providing that service, it's great to have a headshot, right? And you can bring your personality to it. You can, show off the big smile. You can show a little wink, a little goofiness, whatever you want, but don't let it distract from like your face and attracting people in. For business, your logo is great choice, but just make sure it's clear and recognizable. And you don't need to have one with a bunch of text under it and saying what you offer, because you can provide that later in the bio. So here's some examples of like some of my clients that I've worked with. She's a dentist, so we just put, she's the main dentist in her office, so we put her face on there. And then this is a product-based business, so we just use their main logo and it works. So, okay, the next thing, profile name. Below, like not below that, but usually the username is something else that you can also make super recognizable, right? And this is, again, like the signage in your storefront. So this is something that is another way for people to recognize you, right? And we want to keep it super simple and relevant to your business. I know people have had usernames for the longest time and they have like this emotional bond to it and they don't want to change it, but maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to change it. And, if you're a personal brand and you have multiple like ways of offering your services, you can use your name so people can remember you. That's why I kept my name. And, you can add the underscores. You can add, like, if your name is taken, you can use dots, like you can use anything, but we want to try to use your name. Businesses, you can add your name of the business. If it's too long, you can kind of try to shorten it, but you can also add like location if you have multiple locations of your business, and that really helps. Yeah, Jamar, you said you use your name instead. Is that what you said? Yeah, versus JDiggs Media. I agree. I feel like when you're a service provider and you are that solopreneur, or even if you have a team, you are building a brand out there. And so keeping that name really helps. And here's the thing with usernames is that you can only change it twice within 14 days, but I wouldn't go changing it every month because, again, people remember people by handle names, by like, what your handle is on like YouTube and Instagram and TikTok. So if you can also keep these the same across multiple platforms, that's great too. But this is what I would recommend for personal brand or business. Next is your name. Now, a lot of people just leave their names and they're like, I'm done. I don't know if you know this, but that field is also searchable, right? On Instagram, it is searchable, meaning if you put like certain keywords on there, your profile will be shown to people who are looking and searching with those keywords, right? So for example, if your audience says Orange County photographer and they're searching for someone on Instagram as Orange County photographer, and you have that somewhere in your bio or your name, it will come up. So let me show you some examples. So I actually searched for an Orange County photographer and I put that in the search bar in Instagram. And these are the accounts that came up. And I wanted to give you these examples because you can see how different they are in their name, your username and their handles, plus their name. But, you know, like for example, this girl, she put Orange County photographer directly, but her name is also there, right? So let's say someone mentioned Jess in like a party or something, and then they're like, Jess, Orange County photographer. If I put Jess in here, I'm pretty sure she'll be the first one, but she's already the first one. So that's awesome. And then this person had her name in her username and handle. So she didn't put it in the name field, which is fine too, right? So she had Orange County wedding photographer. So I'm sure if I search for that, she will come up at the top. And then Rachel Shannon photography, she didn't have her name here. She only had Orange County photographer. You see how like these all work together. So I can see that her name is there and I'll probably remember her and all that, but then she's an Orange County photographer. So it's searchable. So don't waste that space. You have 150 characters. So what I did was I put social media marketing, I put strategist, educator, because those are my focuses right now. That's what I'm offering, right? So you could use your industry, your expertise, your location. If you put location like Orange County, it'll show up in search. Okay. So the bio and the main link is the next thing you can optimize. So this is like, again, the signage on your store outside, right? Like what are some things that you can put up like 50% off? Imagine like you're walking past your favorite store and you see like 50% off and then an outfit and then like, you know, giving away free something inside. So it'll make people go in deeper, right? They're like, ooh, they're doing a giveaway. Ooh, this is 50% off. I'm going to go inside. So that's what this bio is used for, right? But in here, I want you to remember that it's not always about you. It's not always like, oh, I've been a marketer for 10 years, plus I've won like 10 awards and I've won like, and I love cats and dogs. I love to bake. I love ramen. It's not always about us. It's about the people who are looking at our bio. Like, how can we help them? Right? So answer these few questions to help you articulate your bio, right? How do you help someone, right? Like, is it through courses? Is it through programs? Is it through consultations? You can mention that in here. What value do you give to people when they follow you, right? So this is like, you know, what can I get if I follow your account? So for example, I'm just using mine as an example. My first part is liberating business owners from social media burnout. Like literally people tell me that they're burnt out from social media. So I use those specific words in this and I help liberate them from that feeling of burnout, right? And then with my content, I hope to give you like tips and strategies that help you convert your followers to customers without spending hours creating content. Like that's all my stuff is about. It's about that, right? And you can also put how credible are you? So if you do have some like award-winning stuff or information that can give you more credibility, you can put it here. Like let's say you have 1,000 students in your program. That's pretty important and relevant. You can put that here, right? So if you have space, like I don't think that's like super necessary, but if you want to mention that, definitely makes it like more believable and like credible, builds that trust with people. And Jamar, you said, I used to get so many hits for YouTube Manager when I was offering it. Yep, it does work. Like when you use those keywords, it is going to help. People are searching on Instagram, not just, you know, Google. So, okay. So that's like the main thing about your bio. But what's cool about it is that you also have space. Well, you have 150 characters, so you got to figure that out. But you can also put what you're offering. So what are you wanting people to do next? Their call to action, right? You're guiding them to where to go next. And if you want them to click on your links, then let them know what's in that link. So I say there's free and paid program, like information. I give that little emoji to point them down to my link, right? So now I just want to share about the link is the next place where you can like really optimize. So Instagram now allows you to add 5 links in your bio. So you don't need an external like platform or an app called Linktree, and there's others out there. But Instagram now allows you to add these 5 links. Now you don't want to go and put everything you offer here. You only have 5 anyways. But even if you were doing a Linktree kind of thing, I would max put like 3 to 5. Like I think I'm also like getting close to like too many links. I don't want to have this many, but I would rather you like err on less than more, because then you and be very clear on what you're offering than not like put too many, right? So what you can do is like, what can you put here that gives them a taste of something you do, right? So that they can get to know you. So for example, my free live trainings right now, like the one I'm doing here, is what I want people to kind of sign up for, so that they can get a taste of my expertise and what I offer and things like that, right? And then you can reorder these links too by clicking on this little 3 dots thing. And then I have a training. I also have like something you can purchase, a little content bundle, and then I have my membership. So depending on what your business goals are, you can move these things around and have whatever you want at the top, and you can remove them and all that kind of stuff. And another thing, make the title short so you can see that if you go beyond like 4 words, it'll go hanging off and you won't see it. So 3 to 4 words max. And this is how your links show up on Instagram, like this. So I wouldn't just put the URL, I would put a good title, right? And so that's that. Okay. So I have a little checklist for you in case you want to screenshot this and save it. But just to make sure your bio is hitting the mark on a few things. Are you stating the most important information first, right? Like how you help people? Are you being more positive and friendly versus like too negative and like, oh no, like, oh, what do you say? Like I mentioned social media burnout in mine, but I don't like make them feel bad about it, right? Like I want to liberate them. So that word even liberate helps with that, right? So you want to project those positive images and those thoughts. And then you don't want to use red flag words that I call them, like worry, I guarantee you, or like let me, relieve you, let me like, using those words kind of, I call them red flag words because it doesn't always have a good connotation, right? And then you can check your bio to be 150 characters by going on this link. So you can make sure you have the right stuff on there and good stuff. And then you just want them to be clear and concise, right? I use ChatGPT to help me with this, so highly recommend it. Like just to improve your wording and things like that. And then also making sure you're pointing to your latest offer and most important resource. So don't forget about that. Okay. Now there's a few little hidden gems that I don't know if you know about on your profile that you can optimize. So there's a little contact button here where you can add your email, your address, your phone number so people can call you as the first thing. I've actually gotten a lot of emails here, so it is working. I do get spam too, unfortunately, but people are using it. I know it works because I'm like, how did you get my email or whatever? So put that there if you want people to contact you. So like restaurants, you can have your number. You don't necessarily want emails, but you want people to call you right away, right? And then there's also an action button that is pretty cool. It is unfortunately hidden in this little arrow, so you got to click on it and you can see the action button called apply now or whatever. But these are the various action buttons you can use. So for example, if you're a restaurant and you allow people to order food through Instagram because they are connected to some of those food ordering apps, you can use order food. You can have a book now if you want people to call to book like a consult or like an appointment or something like that. My dentist uses that. You can do reserve. So if you're a restaurant, again, reserve is great. Apply now is what I have because I actually have a lead form that I use to get some information of people like submitting through this. I don't get that many applications through Instagram because a lot of people do talk to me on DMs first before connecting and booking a call. But I have gotten a few lead forms from this. So it's a great place to capture leads. Don't leave money on the table again. I don't think many people know about this, so they probably don't even know to go and check this place. But again, you want to be ready when people are interested, right? So make sure you use that lead form, and you can create the form easily on Instagram. It's just a few questions that you can add if you want to qualify people. Okay, so now we've kind of, yeah, Jamar, that lead form exists. And by the way, sorry, it's all under edit profile. So when you click on edit profile, it's right here, action buttons. But you do have to have a business profile, not a personal one, right? So that's the only thing. Okay. So let's say people come in and they're like, this new person comes in and they see your profile, like, ooh, I love that color. Let me read a little bit about her. Okay, yeah, I'm interested in getting rid of that burnout. Okay, I may or may not check out the link, but then I see these things, right? Those are your story highlights. Think of this as your, like, if I went on your website, I see those little navigation like menus, right? Like about me, testimonials, like bestsellers, things like that. You could think of story highlights as like those navigation elements, right? It's a place to highlight or lead people and guide them to seeing some of your best stuff, right? You haven't gotten to the feed yet, but this is like your next stop down, right? And so what is great here is like you can organize your highlights into categories that you feel like your customers might find valuable, like tips. You can do tips. You can do products. So if you're a product-based business, you can feature some of your best products. You can do testimonials. I have that. That's a great place for it. You can put the resources again here, and a little bit about me. So the way you put stuff into these highlights is by grabbing the stories that you've done in the past. So it's very easy to do. Once you click on new, it'll go through all the stories you've created, and you can pick out which ones you want to include in that highlight. So what's great is that, let's say you do a lot of stories and you've talked about yourself, you've talked about some of the products, you've shown like how you use some of your products and things like that. You can include them in these little highlights. And it's a great way, again, to give a glimpse. So imagine these story highlights as like the little products you put on your window, right, in your storefront, that are just giving glimpses of like what you offer. And it is, again, another way to attract people in, right? And I would regularly update them, like maybe every quarter, because things do change. You don't want something from 2 years ago and it doesn't even make sense. And then you can also like make the covers your colors, your brand colors. You can add like logo, text. I wouldn't think too much about like the branding in the sense of like overdo it, make it perfect, but it's there. And I just use the colors. Super simple. Yeah, I had to clean up my highlights too in the last few weeks, Jamar, so I'm with you. It's like sometimes we have so many in there. So again, we can overdo the highlights too, where like I have to dig deep to find out what's like the latest testimonial or something. So I just have my latest one. I just do it every quarter. I think that's a good like cadence to update. Okay, so now that we've gone through the stories, so I'm slowly moving down my profile, you see, right? Like as people get more and more interested in who I am and maybe what I have to give them, they might even look at my posts at the top. So these don't have to just be the latest ones. They can be like important pieces of information that actually convey like your expertise, what you do, things like that. So you can pin these. The way you do it is you go to like one piece of, you can go to your post, you click on these 3 dots, and then you say pin to your profile, right? And the only mistake I've seen like biggest with this is that people pin their most viral content. They're like, look, I got 2 million views on this. It had nothing to do with my business. Like it was just something they went viral for. And it happens a lot. I know you're excited about the fact that you went viral, but does it showcase your expertise? Does it introduce you? Does it show a testimonial? Does it show a transformation? Like, does it show one of your best products and why people love it? Does it show your current promotion? If it doesn't, then I wouldn't pin it. So use this as kind of like some ideas on what you can pin. You can only pin 3 posts because the grid only has 3 posts, right? And so I would choose wisely. And again, this is always going to be there, right? So when people come on your profile, those are the first things that they see, the first post. So make sure they're good ones. Cool. What else about pinned posts? I think, yeah. So you just want to make sure that it's valuable for them immediately. They may not have decided yet to follow you, but you're giving them all those points in your profile that's making it easier for them to hit follow, right? So at the end of the day, our goal is to create that profile that attracts the best customers, like the ones you have now. But it also keeps them coming back for more, right? So when someone sees your video because you went viral, you want them to go to your profile and see those things, those small little optimized places, right? That you've just made better after today's training. And they're like, yeah, heck yeah, I'm coming back for more. I love this girl. I love this guy. I want to get more from her. That's the point of your profile. So I want you to try these tips. That's it. Like, I hope it helped you. And in fact, you can make those changes within the next day, I'm pretty sure. And your profile will be like good to go and fabulous and ready to get the right people. So I don't want to leave you empty-handed. So I do have a free training through email. Actually, it's like 5 lessons, and it teaches you more strategies. And my 5 exact strategies that I actually use consistently with my clients and myself to actually convert more followers to loyal customers. And of course, without wasting many hours on social media. So those are the 5 lessons. And you can find the link to sign up for this training in the description down below. And then next week, I'm going to be doing another live with volume the first time, hopefully. And it's called Stop Obsessing Over Posting Frequency and What Really Matters on Instagram. So I am going to dive a little bit deeper into content strategy and like how to create the right type of content for your business. So don't miss it next week. And you're welcome, Jamar. Since you're the only one, but I love your support, believe me. I would have totally posted that video if you had not come and told me there was no volume. So thank you. I appreciate it so much. Connect with me on Instagram, on LinkedIn, subscribe now. So if you like this training, please give me a like and subscribe so we can get you on a better road on social media. Cool? I got your back. Yes, you do. And I got yours, Jamar. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.